the thing I thought is that for centuries, men have been told that they were the providers. They have to take care of women and children, take food home or money home. Do you think that in this way, both your characters are victims, still victims of this pressure that we still have today, in a way?
I mean, I think I think in the story, it's hard to look at these men who've, behaved in a certain way and say, we should all feel really bad for them. But I think in society in general, it's probably more obvious now and probably more talked about now. Still not as much as it should be, but I think obviously like mental health around, for everyone, but, the kind of suicide rates and stuff in males is higher, right? So I think there's obviously pressure that a lot of men feel about not having feelings or opening up about feelings or feeling like they're supposed to have feelings or all of those kind of complexities around that stuff. I read The Will to Change by Bell Hooks, which I thought was like the best kind of explanation of like the history of kind of toxic masculinity and male rage and all of those things, which I think reading that after doing the film, I think there's a lot of kind of things that kind of correlate for sure.
When I came out of the screening this morning, a colleague said, "Oh, this is a feminist manifesto." Do you think so? Do you think that this is also a feminist manifesto?
Yeah, I think I think the themes of the kind of gender roles of the kind of time in which the film feels to be set, it feels very like traditional kind of misogynistic time. I think it's incredibly relevant today. Obviously everything that's happening with kind of women having their rights over their own bodies taken away. So it's kind of it's a scary point to kind of realize just how not kind of vintage that is, even if you're looking at all these vintage cars and vintage clothes and vintage architecture and stuff. A lot of the themes I think are incredibly relevant now. The intention of the film is to be really entertaining, and I think it's a really entertaining film. My favorite thing about the movie is like it feels like a movie. I think if you can go away and think about, have something to think about afterwards, I think art, if it moves you, whether it upsets you or makes you feel happy or makes you feel powerful or makes you think, is what art's for. I don't think you have to feel really comfortable through a film to think that it's a really great film. I think sometimes the best films are the ones that make you feel a little bit uncomfortable.